Alright, it's Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. We've got a battle on the mines map and it's the 808 from Fiddy Clan, and this time he's not in a medium tank, he's in the Grille 15, the tier 10 German tank destroyer. This vehicle came in to replace the Waffenträger Alpha E100, which was the most feared tank destroyer when it came in, with an auto-loading clip of 6 rounds. But this year is a single shot, no auto loader, but it is a large gun, 150mm with a penetration of 279 with standard rounds and 334 for its round. It puts a nice shot there in the M46 pattern. It's using standard rounds there, and he is top tier in this game. So his average damage for the rounds is 750, so that was a nice high roll there. Fires a shot in anticipation there, but the M46 gets taken out by the other Grille 15 on his team. And he's down here in the back with a Struvana ship barn, but the FB4005. But he's just basically looking for opportunities up this line where the heavy tanks have been pushing and potentially across the island. He's shielded here from the hill, so then doesn't have targets on the hill. So manages to put a nice shot in there, T54E1. It's brought him up to 1.6k of damage already. And just looking for shots across at the island there. The M48 pattern they've got is moving up. He's looking at the lower plate on the E3, which he manages to go through. So racking up the damage here. Also getting some assisted damage, particularly from spotting, so he's got a very good view range. He's not using binocs, but he does have, he's running food, so that's helping him with both his crew skills and the tank handling. It's got a fairly long reload, this gun, but it does have a very good aim time of only 1.5 seconds. However, it is a very sort of long and unwieldy gun, so it tends not to react well to turret rotation. It's got a partly rotating turret. I think the angle is about 180 degrees. Actually, it might be a fully rotating turret. It's been a while since I've driven mine, but anyway, let's see how well 808 plays this tank. So it's already up to 3.2k of damage, and relocating to this place to basically take shots on the other side of the hill. And he's just looking for the couple on top of the T95 there. Didn't quite get a side shot, and in fact now he's on reload, he's missing the side shot here on the E3, but if that E3 keeps tracking, he'll probably be reloaded in time. He comes out of cover again, so he's just looking for him, and there he goes, takes out that tier 10 tank destroyer. Now he's got the front of that T95 facing towards him. He's switched to premium rounds, which are heat shells, and he's just looking to see whether he can go through the cupolas on top of the T95. Get some spotting damage there, but doesn't penetrate. And it's got a few tanks up there at the right at the back of the map, but it's just such a small map, he can't really afford to be. He knows he'll be spotted as soon as he fires. He has to pull back into cover, so just looking for his targets carefully. Again, just looking for the commander's hatch there on the 295, and actually managed to go through there. Pulls back as soon as he's fired, because he knows he's going to get spotted, so that brings him up to his 4.4k, but his team is down 3 tanks. And they are substantially down on hit points, about 4,000 hit points down, so can his team pull this out of the bag? They basically haven't got the hill, and they've pulled back around from the island. No one's pushing on his team. And he's just seeing whether, okay, there's got a shit button there. Puts a nice punishing shot there, just an average damage roll. And the FB4005 with him fires off, but it doesn't look like he can access to anything. Pulls around here to See if you can get that 295. Now he's pulled back behind cover. But that's brought 808 up to 5k damage. So he's doing very well here. But what you can see is he's not trying to expose himself to the hill. He could push forward a bit here, but that would light him immediately, and potentially tank at the back might be able to spot him, take a shot. Particularly there's that leopard PTA on the hill. So needs to use this hard cover here basically to obscure himself from the hill and just play this line here. And he wants that 295 to come out. 295 fires a blind shot towards him. He knows the TDs are there, but didn't quite get the shot in. But he can afford to take his time here. It's only just gone 6 minutes in the game. So plenty of time left. That 295 will come out again, I'm sure. It's also got 2.2k of assisted damage here, so from spotting you can see the view ranges on the map. Map is very small. It is the smallest map in the game, well, not the only one at this size, but it's there, and he gets the kill on the 295 there. Goes successfully through the commander's hatch. So they've sort of stalled the enemy push. The tank destroyers are doing their job. And he's just looking for the shot on the 705A. Can he get that in? Fires effectively a blind shot in the end. The 705 goes unspotted just as he fires. And looks like it didn't connect, but the other Grille 15 picks him up. So they're bringing the gap back slowly. There's still 2 tanks down. There's still a reasonable amount of hit points down, but they're starting to close the gap here. So this is sort of the last line of defense mode. Tank destroyers really got 4 tank destroyers on his team, all doing their job, and he's just blocked a bit behind the FV. Puts a shot there towards the enemy there, but it just goes a little bit too high and bounces off the top of the turret. But he does pick up spotting damage from that 430U. So just searching those tanks out again. Is he going to get a side shot? In fact, is there anyone there on the thing? Oh, he's found a convoy. Oh, sends a convoy straight back to the garage. That was a bit of a snatch shot there, but it was quite successful. 6.6k damage he's up to now. And he's just trying to see whether he can pick up these tanks on the 9 line there, but they're not coming out to play. So pulling back here, trying to use these bushes for cover. So you've got the I-7, yeah, in fact the I-7, he does get lit though, that'll be the I-7 lighting him up. You can see that the distances are really quite small from the top of the hill. So that cover he had not really doing its job. Now it might have been the Leopard lighting him up as well. That's the danger, but it doesn't look like the enemy tanks here on that 9 line are actually pulling out to take an advantage, so that's sort of in his favour, although there is an FB4005 back there that you can't see. So that's the thing he's got to be careful of, and they might just be pulling out to do blind shots. But if they do, he should light them up. Assuming he survives, but he's still got all his hit points left. There's only one tank difference now, and they've pretty much pulled the hit point difference back. They're almost even. And there's only 6 minutes left now, so what's going to happen here? Is his team going to basically make a move, or are they just going to wait for the enemy to fall on their guns? I think it's that 50 TP is the blocking factor there on that line, plus the I-7 on the hill. I-7 can do him a fair bit of damage, but that 50 TP needs to be whittled down. There'll be at least 3 shots of damage there. Does fire, but doesn't go through. That 50 TP would know that he'd been hit, but bounced. Okay, it looks like there's a push going on the island. Grille 15 leading the way, but he goes down. And now they've got an advantage of 1 tank, so things are turning around. He's just going to be wary of the hill here, that Leopard PTA on the hill and the I-7. But he wants to push up. And just being patient here. This game can still be lost. But he's not getting a lot of advantage out of this location, so just trying to move around, see whether he can change the angles, change the targets. Just taking potentially a bit of a risk here. Yes, he is. In fact, he's crossing over. Did he get lit? No, he didn't get lit. Okay, well that was a successful move there, but essentially, yeah, he's got hard cover here again so that he can pull back behind, but really spot anything on the hill. In fact, this leopard puts a nice shot in there, gets a nice high roll, and he must have done ammo rack damage to the leopard because he gets taken out by the T-30, who ammo racks him completely and blows his turret off. So just something to be aware of. If you do get your ammo rack damaged, then potentially the next shot that comes in and damages the same thing will trigger a massive explosion of your tank. But nothing much that leopard PTA could do. It's not really built for avoiding damage. But now he's got that 50 TPs down to a single shot, so this could be the point. Yes, in fact, he is pushing forward. He's asking for help from the FV, but looks like he's going to try and push up and get a shot in on that 50 TP, particularly now that leopard has gone off the hill, or gone from the hill I should say. Does tracking damage only, shakes his head. So why didn't that go through? The FV's probably going to fire HE and do some damage if he can. So 808 moves up around the other side, see if he can get a flanking shot. Oh, and he's got the top of the FV, takes him out. So not a lot of damage there, but takes out a gun from the game, which is important. So there's still only one tank up, but they've got the hit point advantage, and as he's loading, he's pushing up, and he knows there's 50 TPs. Potentially do some damage to him, but he might be able to do it. Goes for the shot. Now, this is exactly what happens when I play the Grille 15. The gun handling is atrocious when you're on the move and trying to rotate your turret and the tank at the same time. It really can be frustrating. So 808 shakes his head again, and now he's found the I-7 on the hill. This fires a snapshot there, so completely undoes what I just told you there. Gets the gun to perform. That was a pretty awesome shot there. Well, RNG works in your favour, and sometimes it doesn't. So they really have the game in the hand now. There's only two tanks left, STI on the island and the Object 430U here on the hill. That 430U is definitely two-shot, but if he can come around behind him, has he got that? Yes, he's got the rear of the 430U, takes his time, fires in, gets a nice high roll there, pulls back straight away, and he's got a nice bit of cover from the island. He should be safe from the STI. Just waits to reload. Looks like the 430 is trying to push around on him. He'll be reloaded in time. Takes a hit, but manages to secure the kill. And takes a hit on his gun from the STI. And he's not going to get reloaded in time to fire back. And in fact, the STI goes down, and that is the game. 9.5k of damage. Let's go and have a look at the details. Here we go, another Ace Tanker Mastery Badge from the 808. He got the Top Gun award for the 6th kill. That was the Object 430. And of course the High Caliber award for the most damage there, 9.5k of direct damage. And he picked up 2.6k of assisted damage as well. So over 12k of combined damage. Apart from the normal medals, he picked up some bonds there for his performance and some decent credits, so we'll see how that panned out in terms of costs, etc. later on. Finished well on top of experience, 1.5k of base experience there for a tier 10. That is a massive amount of EXP, and it showed both the spotting damage that he was getting and his aggressive play really paid off there. Supported there by the Pattern M48 that was basically working on the island side, giving decent spotting there, and the FV4005 that was with him picked up 4.7k damage. On the enemy team, the equivalent FV did nearly 6k, so he'd be pretty happy, and that 430U he dealt with at the end, who was basically controlling the hill, over 5k, so they would have been happy with their performance, but yeah, a bit unhappy to lose the game. overall he fired 23 shots. I think it's the most I've seen fired from a Grille 15. 17 of those hit and 14 of those penetrated. That gave me his damage total there, and with some personal missions payout, he actually made a profit in a tier 10 of 84,000 credits. So that's a pretty decent result, but that definitely helped there by the missions payout. So again, another great game there from the 808, just showing his versatility in tank types. And if you like this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. And of course, if you have a video you'd like to see featured showing some excellent play, then please send that to me on Discord or leave a comment in the video below to see how you can send that content to me. All right, again, thanks for watching, and look forward to giving you more content later in the week.